One of the things that we've been trying to do is ensure that we open up the People's House and the People's Congress to their participation. And so we have initiated a YourWitness question program, and people can go online and they can submit questions for hearings. And I think this is going to be, this question that I'm going to use this morning is our very first question. And it comes from Cassie Wilkerson in Austin, Texas. And she said, my question is to Ms. Preuitt. As the Allen Stanford's alleged Ponzi scheme began to rapidly grow and it was apparent that losses to the investors would be massive, was there ever any conversation with supervisors in your department about the impact that this was going to have on the investors' lives and what the SEC's responsibility is to the investors? If so, did you speak with, if so, who did you speak with, and what was the outcome of that conversation?
I'm thrilled to get to be the first recipient of a question that's in a novel way. There were many conversations. That was a constant, non-stop discussion, both among the examination staff, who truly worried about it tremendously. Those conversations with enforcement staff obviously didn't go very well. I many times encourage them, even if you don't think we can do this at this level, it needs to be elevated to the commission and let them to decide if this is too difficult of a case to follow up on, because so many investors are being affected and it's just growing rapidly, and it appeared to be no end in sight. It was truly a distressful time, but I cannot say how much that the examination staff truly cared, and we really tried to find ways to make it happen.
And so the culture there was, if we couldn't get a blue ribbon here pretty quick, we just don't mess with it.
Yes. To me, I could never really find an acceptable reason or answer as to why we weren't going forward with it. There was no reason. There was a variety of different ways that we could approach it, and I was actually, I think, considered a pest in enforcement, because I was constantly nagging them and pushing them forward, and many suggested, why don't you just drop it? This, isn't going to fly. And in case you hadn't noticed, I'm rather a tenacious person, and didn't drop it.
It's extremely discouraging. I mean, I guess begs the question, why have an examination force if you're not going to enforce it? And so, Mr. Rawl,